If you're an undergraduate student, or even if you're a graduate student and you're looking for a way to cut down on housing expenses, come here, watch this video to the end. That was dramatic. Hey darlings, hey darlings, hey darling, hey ọmọ tó ṣata, hey tó dùn tó yìí. Hey darlings, hope you are doing okay. Welcome to another episode on my YouTube channel, period. If you are new here, my name is Ola, and on this channel I create interesting content. I talk about tips on how you can study abroad, ranging from the application process up until survivor tips in the United States of America. So feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm sure you will enjoy seeing my faces. I have amazing content on my channel, so subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share my video with your folks. In this place, we are not selfish people, so share my video, okay? And if you're not a new subscriber, if you're a returning subscriber, you already know y'all are the what? Y'all are the real MVP, okay? Period. Anyway, in this video, I brought you exciting news. Majority of you have been asking me, Ola, how can I get free accommodation? How can I get free accommodation? I am an undergraduate student, okay? And that's what we'll be discussing today. If you're an undergraduate student, or even if you're a graduate student and you're looking for a way to cut down on housing expenses, come here, watch this video to the end. That was dramatic. But yeah, come here, watch this video to the end, because I'll be sharing you tips. I'll be sharing you how to go about it, and I'll be sharing you the tea and the details of how you can get free accommodation, reduce your living expenses, and also how you can get monthly stipend. Who doesn't want extra money? How you can get monthly stipend. So if I were you, I'll just grab my notepad and I'll sit down, maybe carry something to drink, and watch this video up until the end. Before we move on, I'm going to describe what a residential assistant is to you, just so that you know what it means. So a residential assistant might be called different things in different institutions. Some people call them residential assistants, some people call them resident advisor, some people call them community advisor. Particularly in the school that I'm currently in, they call them Viking advisor. But whatever it is called, what they do typically is they're a group of students that are responsible for supervising and supporting residents in a college or university residence hall. And typically, these are the people we call floor rep in Nigeria. I don't know what they call it in other countries, but these are the people we call floor rep in Nigeria. So they are kind of like, they supervise a floor, they ensure that they help build community. If there's conflict, they are typically the first person that residents will call to help resolve conflict. They attend to emergency situation, crisis response, and so on. Something I want to note is that the role of the RA varies from one institution to another. So just take note of the roles when you are reading the job description. And typically, before you apply, there will be a job description for you to look at and see if you can do the job specifically of an RA. So quickly, what are the benefits of being an RA? First off, you get free or reduced housing and monthly stipend. Who doesn't want to get the free housing? If housing is free in America, I'm telling you, like, it's a go-to. And I know typically, like, most international students like to be an RA because it helps reduce their cost of living expenses. In fact, like, I do advise people because, like I said, I'm a residential director, so I work with RAs. So, some of my friends, if they tell me they are looking for a job on campus, I do advise them, why not look into the RA role and see if it is a good and suitable fit for you, because it gives you free tuition. It gives you free housing. So yeah, as it is here, most university provide free single room, and not just free housing. You are living in a single room in the residential. Who doesn't want that privacy to themselves? Of course you do. So yeah, they have a single room to themselves, most institution, and then some of them even provide few meal plan. That means you are getting fed for free.
and they support their RA through monthly stipend. That varies with schools. Some institutions pay like $100, $200 in addition to the free housing and free meal plan. So, like I said, this helps reduce the cost of living expenses. Then something else is like skill development. RA typically develop skills like conflict resolution, because I said earlier that when residents have issues with themselves, the first person they call, even before they call the resident director, is the resident assistant to help them, resolve their conflict. Also, they develop skills in time management, because the RA role might sometimes be a lot. You are expected to, plan program for your community per month, whatever. It's a lot. So you also develop in your time management skills, being able to balance your academic work with being an RA, communication skills, problem solving skills, leadership skill, teamwork, because you are not just working in isolation, you are working with a majority of people, and also community building. You are helping your residents build community, among other skills, which are essential skills for the job market. So you develop these skills such that when you start working, like, these are like nothing new to you. Then something else is like cultural competency. The job market in the US is always looking for culturally competent individual, because the US is a very diverse state. So they want people that that can work with other people that are different from them. And because the RA role involves working with a diverse audience, even within your team, like everybody is not the same, and also your residents, everyone is not the same. So you need to be available. You need to be culturally competent to your residents, which is something that the RA role helps people grow in, and which eventually makes them culturally competent. So when they are looking for job, even if they ask you, "Oh, tell us about a time where you work with diverse people," the RA role is a thing to reference, because being an RA involves being a culturally competent individual. Something else is resume enhancement. In the US, having the job of an RA on your resume is a big deal. Employers and graduate school favor it because it demonstrates your ability to take on responsibility, work in the team, and lead others. Also, like the skills I explained earlier, being an RA demonstrates all of these skills. So, having the RA job on your resume is a big deal. Also, training and development. Most institutions provide, not even most, all institutions provide training and professional development opportunities for RAs, which help them gain valuable skills and knowledge. Then something else is network. You have the chance to like network with fellow RAs, residents, resident director, and other campus staff and partner. Typically, RAs work with like the campus police. They work with different people to maybe plan program, or start different initiatives. So you get to network, and this can be helpful for future career opportunities, because you never can tell where opportunity is going to come from. You never can tell where challenges, opportunities, and all is going to come from for your future. So just that. Then another thing is personal growth. Aside from skill development, you would also have the opportunity to grow personally, because being an RA you know can help you foster self-awareness and also increase confidence. I've had like some of my RAs in time past tell me that before they started this job, they used to be in their shell. Somebody even told me that they suffered from like low self-esteem, but being an RA, kind of seeing all the things that they are capable of doing, it has helped them to increase their confidence. Then campus involvement. In the US, you cannot go through college in the US and not be able to be involved in campus. And being an RA is one of the ways you can be involved, as well as contribute to the success of students in college. So, like I said, you need to be involved on campus, and being an RA is one of the ways you can be involved on campus. Then reference and recommendation. Throughout this course, I've been talking about reference, I've been talking about recommendation. If you need to go to grad school, you need reference and recommendation. If you need to even get a job, you need reference and recommendation. So being an RA is a good way to get good and strong reference from not just your supervisor, but other campus partners that you work with. Something else that I forgot to say is who can apply for the RA. Typically, undergraduate students are the one that apply for RA. However, graduate students can also apply. But the thing with graduate students applying is apply if you think you can submit to somebody that is of your age supervising you. Because when it comes to the US, it's not by whether the person is older than you or not. Your supervisor is your supervisor. In that way, they're already like kind of like superior to you. So that's why most graduate students don't want to apply for the RA role because they believe that like graduate students supervising them or like somebody their age supervising them might be kind of difficult. And also because most international graduate students, okay, they already have like assistantship which allows them to work 20 hours in a week, so that way you cannot add the RA role to it again. But typically most of the time undergraduate students are the one that apply for RA position, except if a university has like graduate housing, which kind of like promote graduate students to apply for the RA role. How to apply for this position? And typically, when the application is out, you will see different flyers on campus, and some schools also send a worldwide email to all students asking if they would want to apply to be a residential assistant. So something you need to do is to review their requirements and eligibility and see if you are eligible for the position. Some schools will require you to be a current student, to have a certain GPA. I know in most schools is always a GPA of 2.5 on a scale of 4.0. Some schools is 3.0, but I know majority of schools is always a GPA of 2.5 on a scale of 4.0. And also like disciplinary standing, you should not have a lot of conduct cases. Then the next thing is to research the position. You want to familiarize yourself with the responsibility and expectation of being an RA and ask yourself, can you actually do this job? Also, researching the position also helps you to, tailor your application to the specific position and also help you during the interview as well. Then the next thing is you want to prepare a resume and cover letter. If you have a resume that you use for, admission, you can update that, to highlight relevant skills, experiences, and qualification that makes you unique or that makes you a strong candidate for the RA position. You also want to write a well-crafted cover letter that explains your interest in the role, your qualification, and what you bring to the residential community. Something I say is if you have experience but you're unable to like express it, there's no way you get the chance to even prove yourself during the interview. So you want to make sure that your application is standing out well enough such that you get an opportunity to discuss more about your experiences and your insights and your skills during the interview. So I have attached a sample cover letter here. Make sure you read through and you craft your own from this. And as I always say, always remember that you are not the only one watching this, even sometimes almost at the same time you are watching it. So make sure that you are not copying this word for word. Tailor it to your own experience. This is just a sample of something your cover letter can look like, but make sure that you are not copying it, but this is just a sample, if you understand what I mean. Then obtain recommendation letter. Most RA position will tell you to, profile a recommendation letter. And recommendation letter is very important. I said it earlier that, sometimes the application I said I was actually reviewing is for residential assistants. We look at cover letter, we look at resume, and we look at reference. We want a very strong reference. So just make sure that the people that are willing to be your reference are people that can, vouch for you, that can speak highly of you. Some people also ask for reference from their resident director. If your resident director know you and they've had an interaction with you in time past, you can ask them for reference or recommendation. Then complete the application, fill out the official application form. This application may be available online or through a specific department, depending on your school. But typically, the people that are housing this application is usually housing, residence life, or student affairs in general. Then wait for notification. After submitting your application, if you make it to the next round, you will receive a message or a notification to let you know that you've been shortlisted for interview. And sometimes they also get back to you to let you know that you've not been shortlisted for interview. Whichever the case may be, know that if you try in a year and you don't get it, you can always, strengthen your application and try the following year. I've actually had people that applied twice. The first time, I think the person even got shortlisted for interview, but the person didn't have a lot of experience. And the second time they applied, and I was lucky to be the person that interviewed them. And they told me about, how they applied the previous year, but they didn't have experience, and how they, used the 1 year to make sure that they had enough experience on campus to qualify them for the position. So thank you. I hope you've gotten useful insights from this module, and I'll see you in the next module. Good luck. Bye.